Hey friends, welcome back to the attic. If this is your first time here, I'm Tracy and this is Lottie's Magic Attic. So pull up a chair around the craft table, grab your favorite beverage, and let's spend a little bit of crafty time together. For today, this video is my first official video for the August event called Mix, Layer, and Make. This is a crafty recipe challenge that I'm collaborating with Tammy over at Paper Nest Crafts and Christina at Scrapcraft Stitchery. And for this challenge, we're creating layered craft recipe cards or projects using daily themes and prompts. You can use the event freebies that are in our Ko-fi shops. The links will be down in the description box, or just your own stash, or a little mix of both. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping at the very beginning, and we'll get started with our make for today. There is a giveaway for this event. For each of the completed projects counts as one entry. They need to be posted by midnight Eastern Standard Time, August 31st, in my Facebook group, and that link is down in the description box. And if you've never been in one of my events, I have an album section set up in my Facebook group that is for this event only, and you post in the comments of that album. If you have any questions when you get over to the Facebook group, ask and somebody will help guide you where you need to go. I do have a full information video about Mix, Layer, and Make that I will link down in the description box that you can go back and hear the details on how the whole event works. And the last quick thing I need to mention is that some of the links in my description box might be affiliate links. If you choose to shop through those links, I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, but that helps support my channel and that helps me make more content and be able to do more free things for everyone. So now let's get on with today's recipe. Before we do that, I do want to show you what I've made so far. I am making this little journal that I'm going to end up binding with some rings. And I originally was going to do rings that I got from the Dollar Tree, but I've decided I think I want to do something a little different. I've ordered some different ones on Amazon. When they come in, I want to make sure that's going to work, and I'll show you what those look like. But I am going to do rings here to bind this album, and I'm creating all the pages for the album on these flashcards. That way they're all the same size. The other thing I created is each one of the recipe cards, and you can find these recipe cards in Tammy's Ko-fi shop, and each one of them has a theme. And I went and made little images that were kind of like field notes in an Edwardian or vintage style for each one of the themes. And so that's how I'm doing this little notebook. And it's going to be like memoirs from, and I've named my little notebook, this is the notebook of Eleanor Mabel Honeysett. And these are her little memoirs that she's keeping throughout her little journal. So what I've done here is I've made the cover. I did have a backing paper here. And then I did day one, which was Lavender Mornings. And I'm going to come back and do some more embellishing on some of these pages. But I did want to see how those rings were going to work before I did too much for them right now. And this is my actual recipe card. So for day one, we had Lavender Morning. The project was journal card. And the ingredients were book page, stitching, and bonus challenge was something folded. So what I did here is I've got my book page in the back. I used my lavender embellishments. These are part of my freebie for the event. It's on my Ko-fi shop. And I did some faux stitching with some stamps. And then on the back, I did some more faux stitching, more of the lavender that came from my freebies. And for my folded element, which was the bonus challenge, I just folded up some coffee stained paper and made like a little tear booklet on this journal card, and then just stapled it with a tiny attacher there. So that was my day one. And then if you caught us on our live event last night, it was a lot of fun. It's the first live event I've done. I thank Christina and Tammy for letting me play along. I did day 2, rainy evenings. And so this is my rainy evenings, and our prompts were the themes rainy evenings, pocket, and the ingredients were fabric and stressed edges. And so this is what I created for that. I took a little pocket off a pair of jeans. I think these were kind of a pink color, and I tea stained them and made, that's my pocket, and it also acted as the fabric part of the ingredients. And then the frayed edges are my distressed edges. And I did a little bit of cluster work here. I added in some Stormy Skies ink in the background here to go along with the rainy evenings theme. And then this is kind of where my mind went with the rainy evenings, was like looking through a window when it was raining outside at night. And so I tried to create this little window with a vellum tag I had to go in the pocket. And then on the back, I've got a little field label and some old, very old stickers that I had. I think my daughter got in a sticker club way back when she was small, and I was surprised they actually still stuck. But I did a little bit of stamping back here to create a little stormy sky look. And so that's my day 2. And I went ahead and made the back for my journal there. And so now let's work on day 3. For day 3, our theme is morning coffee. Project again is a pocket. Our ingredients are dictionary page, 3 layered papers, and to use twine or string. So let's see what we can come up with. And that's my image I created for morning coffee. And I may end up making this a kit to where you could use these as cards like I'm doing, or possibly as full pages. I haven't decided yet, so I don't have this available, but if you're interested in that, let me know. Drop a link down in the comments and let me know if you'd be interested in a kit like this. Alright, so let's get our flashcard. And I also went through my ephemera booklet that I've got and pulled out some of this is some happy mail I received from one of my followers here on YouTube. And I've been waiting. I knew this coffee elements would come in handy at some time, and this is the perfect time for that. So I went ahead and pulled those out. And I think the first thing I want to do is start with the dictionary page. I've got a very old vintage dictionary that I found. The copyright on this dictionary is 1922, and I'm going to use these pages. It's an English to Spanish dictionary. So let's see if we can find coffee. Coffee, there we go. So let's see if I can tear this out. Alright. I also have some coffee in my little spray bottle there that I might use to distress some of this. And I think what I want to do is I want to start by layering the 3 papers. And I am going to use some paper I got out of an Amazon package. And I think I'm going to use, this is also some paper that came out of an Amazon package to add a little bit of texture. And then I'm going to use, there was another paper right here. This little paper that I've got in my ephemera that was coffee. So let's start there, because I think I'm going to make my pocket out of this dictionary page. That's my intentions anyway. We'll see how that goes. So let's start with just gluing our paper down. how's everyone's week going? We're halfway through the week, which means we're halfway through the first week of August. And as fast as July went by, August will be gone before we know it too. I'm trying to spend some time in August just playing catch up a little bit, reorganizing my thoughts and notes. When I got sick in July, I had a lot of ideas I had started right before I got sick. And then, now that I'm better, I can't really remember what all those ideas were or where I had gotten with doing them. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of reorganizing. So that's taken a little bit of time. And I've been using, if I can find it, there it is, this little corner rounder here for all of the corners. And let's add that there. And I'm not going to glue this whole thing. I just want to give it a little bit of movement. And where did my coffee paper go? There it is. I swear I would lose my head if it was not attached. Alright, let's see. How do I want to do that? I want the whole thing. So I think I'm going to use my tear ruler here. And I apologize if you hear my cat in the background. I have him locked out right now. And he is not happy about it. Let's take off part of this. So he is at the door being very vocal about the fact that I won't let him in. But he just went to the vet, and so now he is very needy and doesn't want to let me work. He wants me to hold him when he's in here. So I knew I could not get this video done if I was doing that. Like that, what I want to do is I want to add some coffee stenciling with my ground espresso here. I'm leaning in to this whole idea of the coffee. And I'm also going to add some coffee splatters to this too. And I think when I think of coffee, I also think of books. So I've got this little like library due date, like library card there. I think I want to add. And maybe some lace there. And I don't think I want to add those. So let's ink these up. What is everybody's weather doing right now? I am so ready for summer to be over. I know that is not a popular opinion for a lot of people. A lot of people want summer to last forever. I am not one of those people. It has been so hot and so humid. I am ready for that to be done. All right, let's put that down. I am ready for cooler days and cooler nights and to have to grab a jacket. That. And let's put our last card down. Need to think about something a minute. One of the bonus challenge is to add some twine. Might have to add that on the other side. But I do like that so far. Let me find my top for my glue, because when it is hot, that will get stopped up. I think I want to add just some coffee splatters here. I don't want to... Let me see if I can use my paintbrush without making too big of a mess. Okay, like that. I'm gonna grab my heat tool and dry this really quick. Alright, let's move my whole mat there. So let's see what we have so far. We still need to get the dictionary page and turn this into a pocket. So let's see what I want to do with that. I'm going to do that on the back. And I want to... How do I want to do this? I think I want to make it like that. And if I back that, I can make it like a double pocket. Like that. Alright, I think I'm going to grab some other book page and back this, because this is really thin and I'm scared if I make this a pocket, it's gonna tear. So let's grab that. And for some reason, I do not have a glue stick. Let me go grab that really quick. Okay, let's just add this right to that folded line there. I'm probably going to have to tear this again. Tear ruler. Should have backed that before I did this, but you know, hindsight. Let's see if I want to see those words from that other book page. And see how fragile that book page I told you was? Because all I did was fold it and it tore. So I knew if I did not back that, it was not gonna make it. So we can use this side and get another piece here. Glue that down, and we can tear that once we get it glued and make like a double pocket. Love this vintage book page, but man, it's delicate. And it was already very thin. Very, very thin. And I don't think I need to cut that, because I can just do it like that. Alright, where did my card go? There we go. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna do it like that. And that'll be my pocket. I need something here. So I think I want to see what I have. I'm going to take this and see if I can cut it in half and use it. I don't know if it'll be long enough, but let's see. If not, I can always add something down there. I'm trying to challenge myself to use, yes, that will work, to use more of my supplies. So let's get this glued down. Because I have so much stuff, like those stickers I said I'd had since my daughter was a small child, that I hated to give away or de-stash because I've had them so long, and I thought they would come in useful somehow. I'm going to put something right there. I don't know what yet, but that's okay. But if I don't use these things up, you ever feel like you're saving stuff for the perfect project, and then the perfect project is right in front of you, but you didn't use it because you might need it for another project? Sometimes I feel like that's how my supplies have been for years now. Right. Then I'm going to put that on there like that, and on a little embellishment there. What do we want? Want something with coffee. Let's see. I don't know how this will look. Won't know till we try. Little coffee grinder there. If I put that there, if I folded it over, I don't like that. I actually think I'm just going to move that up. And I'll just trim that off. These are like washi tape type stickers. But I have made a decision that the perfect project is the project I'm working on right now, whatever that is. So if I find something that goes with it and works with it, I'm going to use it. And when I need something else next time, I am sure I will be able to find it again. Ooh, I like that. That kind of went with the little... actually like that better than this. Let's see if I can get that back off. Don't know. It is washi sticker, so let's see. Ah, yes. I'm actually going to tear this. Let's see if I can use it. Somewhere else. And now put this one back down right there. And then glue that down like that. Alright, I like that. So, glue. I'm going to just glue the two sides here because it is going to be a pocket. And this. I'm going to ink this edge up. That's the first layer of our pocket that I just moved. All right, let's trim this. Like that a lot. Now let's do the same thing here. But I don't want to lose the coffee, so I want to tear this just a little bit more here so that I have... Let's start here. And see how much we need to tear. To make that a pocket. Maybe right there. And we will do the same thing here. Add our glue. Forgot to ink the edge. Go back and ink the edge. Man, I said the brain fog was going away, but I'm starting to wonder if it's come back again. Got my coffee close to the top. I'm going to need to get the extra glue off. We don't need that. Right. Do a little more trimming. And we are close to being done with this one. The only thing I haven't done is the bonus challenge part, which was add the twine. So we need to figure out a way to add that. And I want to ink these edges up again. got that. So let's take a look at our stuff. We've got morning coffee. We've got the pockets. We've got the dictionary page. We've got the 3 layers of paper. And now we need to use some twine or strings. Let's see what we've got here. I've got some twine I can use. Do I have any tags that are coffee related on here? No, not really, but I can make a tag that can go in our pockets. Let's see. Actually, let's take that and maybe this. That. Just fold that over there. And what coffee element do we want to put on this one? Let's do the little French press. This, I think, is a has a plastic backing. There we go. It's like a sticker. But it's still that washi tape. I think I want that on the back there, because that's a little big. So let's ink this up. Let's grab one of these for right now. Can be our base. Let's just ink this up a little bit to get just a background. And put that right there. Oops, maybe my fingers are not cooperating. And maybe a label. Do we have a label? I feel like we had some tiny labels. Let's trim that out and just use this part and see if I can stamp. Alright, let's see if that stamps. Well, it would stamp if you were doing 30 and not 3, Tracy. Man. Sorry guys, I am having a really hard time. There we go. There we go. Alright, so I want to cover this because I don't want that July, I just want the 3. Ta-da! Persistence. Takes forever to do something, but you get there in the end. I think I want that there. I want something here, but I don't know what I want. Actually, let me take some coffee filter and add there. Ah, I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. I'm having a Crafty-Lanch on my desk, which means I have now made such a mess that I am moving things around and they are hitting each other and falling over. But nobody said crafting was not messy. At least not the way I do it. Okay, I like that. I want something here other than this flower. I don't want that flower. Let's see if I can find one more thing to go right there. We'll add our twine and we will be done. Let's see, do I have something small that can go there? Have a coffee and a Danish. Let's use this little latte here because it's very pretty. It's a big sticker, but I think I can cut it and make it smaller. Actually, tear it, make it smaller. Yeah, okay, let's cut around here. Just make this a little smaller. I like that. All right, find the hole punch. And see if our small one works here. Perfect. Or as perfect as it's gonna get. And twine. Whoop. There we go. And we have a tag with twine for our pocket. So we have our morning coffee, our pockets, our dictionary page, 3 layers of paper, and our twine. Ta-da! I am going to add this and this to my flashcard. Again, I'm not going to decorate these until I get that binding rings in so that I can see how that's going to look. So I'll show y'all that next week. So there we have today's Mix, Layer, and Make project for day 3. I hope this gave y'all a little bit of inspiration to pull out papers, scraps, layers, and little details to create your own crafty recipe card. And remember to use that stash up. Don't forget, this is part of our August collaboration with Tammy at Paper Nest Crafts and Christina at Scrapcraft Stitchery. So be sure to follow along with their channels, and I'll have all that information down in the description box. Thank you so much for spending this little bit of crafty time with me today, and I hope you'll join us for the next Mix, Layer, and Make. And until then, y'all take care.